Welcome back everyone, and finally for once we landed on a nation that has a population higher than 5 people and 1 goat. Ever since the release of the last DLC, the fascist path for Argentina has been locked behind a long focus tree, so we need to rush any national spirit that gives us fascism support and hire the fascist advisor as well. Also, we're gonna create a spy agency to create collaboration governments on the US later on. As you can see, by the time we join the Axis, it's already May of 38, so we need to be very fast on how we deal with France right now. Now that France has capitulated, we need to be careful not to trigger the AI to put any airplanes over Western France, at least until we landed on one of their ports. As you can see, the UK kept on raiding my convoys, which made it very hard to push, but I managed to weasel my way around their troops. That is until they finally responded in full force to my invasion and kept on pushing me back. It got so bad that I had to call in Germany and later on Italy, just so that the AI would get occupied with other fronts. And finally, I managed to capture the last victory point, which forced their faction to cap. Now I need to be careful with how I spend my points in this peace deal, since I'm not the only one included in it this time. I mainly focused on taking African land for the high compliance, and South American land as well. I went ahead and declared war on Spain to use their manpower as garrison support, and cleared my 2 remaining wars with Hungary and India before going back to South America and annexing the nations most likely to pose as a threat to me later on in the run. And once my second collab government on the US was done, I declared war on them and kept on slipping through their front line and encircling them and taking their major victory points on the east and west coast. Until they finally capitulated. Now that the Americas are secured, I can divert my attention to Asia. I declared war on Japan and invaded them down south and kept on pushing them all the way up. That was until, out of all the things that could have happened in this run, Peru decided to declare war on me. So I quickly trained some division to cover that front while I rushed whatever victory point Japan had left. Once the peace deal triggered, I started justifying on China since they are the sole reason why we are interested in Asia this early on. I made sure not to underestimate them this time, and used 5 whole armies to invade them with, and while I was at war with them, I made sure to declare on the leftover Asian and American nations that I didn't annex yet. Once the peace deal fired, I annexed all the land, but somehow Siam managed to survive as the sole leader of the United Front. So I added a few nations into the list, and then finally triggered the peace deal. I joined the Soviet war and made them capitulate, but since I joined pretty late, there wasn't much land for me to take. I released Communist China as a puppet and started draining their manpower. I deployed a total of 2,000 divisions, which took 40 million manpower from their pool, but it ended up causing the game to crash twice, so I simply reduced the number down to 80 million. Once I had enough troops in the field, I took leadership of the Axis and kicked Italy from the faction, then declared war on them. The entire war didn't take more than 1.5 months. Since I wasn't going to half-ass these last few wars like last time. Then I cleaned up the 3 Romanian Nordic countries, starting by Norway, Sweden and finally Finland. Then I took care of the second to last country, which was Turkey. All that was left now is Germany, and I'm going to show you guys the full unedited clip of the war. I steamrolled them so hard that the war only took 21 days. And just like that, we finished our third world conquest of the series as Argentina. The next country on the list is going to be the Sultanate of Ausa, though I may end up only conquering mainland Italy with them at the end, since it's such an annoying start. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And until the next time, this has been Kaguya. Have a wonderful day or evening and goodbye.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.